copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Another wonderful Wednesday afternoon to you, everyone. It is the 12th day of the month of March 2025, and this is The Real Issues. I'm Shelton Daniel, your host and producer, alongside our technical operator, Alton Jaquan Joseph. Our program airs weekdays from 12:30 until 2 p.m. on the radio station Real FM, serving you on the dual frequencies of 91.3 for those of you joining us in the northern part of St. Lucia, and 91.5 for the south. We also simulcast on MBC Television, channel 120, that is on the Flow Cable TV service. We also come to you on Facebook Live and on YouTube live streaming, and today Jaquan did not serve me any caution about the TV or the social media being down. So I take it that everything is all hunky-dory, down pat, working well and smoothly. And that's good. You know, I want to go back to yesterday. I think I did say thanks, but Real Issues people, thank you very much for yesterday. I was a bit apprehensive about how the show would fare and turn out without Facebook Live, without TV, without, YouTube, without any of the platforms that are especially important to those of you outside the shores of our country, out in the diaspora, as we like to say. But I don't know, you seem to have especially rallied when we were restricted to just radio. I mean, those calls were coming in, people identifying where they were calling from and saying that they were receiving the signal loud and clear. Even those who were overseas and using online internet radio tuners to reach us and so on. I mean, yesterday was absolutely great. We were not hobbled or impaired or in any way curtailed by the lack of the audio visual or the visual platforms of the Facebook Live, the TV, the YouTube live streaming. It was absolutely great, and that was all because of you. So thank you, and thank you again once more, as I've already said yesterday. Okay, hope you're having a good day so far. It's another of those wonderful days, sunny, bright. As I said, the heat's picking up a bit. Thank you very much for all of you who voiced your concern regarding my saying how I wasn't feeling 100% a few days ago. It's all gone now. In fact, someone sent me a caution about saying that I had a couple episodes of chill, I think between Thursday when I did Can I Help You with Albert Fregis and so on, and afterwards, it wasn't anything. I think it was really a chill. I haven't felt it again. I haven't felt unusually cold or anything. The weather isn't as hot as it used to be, so I don't use the fan as much as if I do use the AC in the vehicle, I don't use it at maximum. I turn it down a bit and so on. So I know it's not as hot. And if it was hot, the first guy you'd hear from it, you'd never hear the end of it, was me. I don't have a very great threshold of tolerance for Lemokasati show. Maybe it's because, the fat and the obesity and all of that is probably giving me an extra layer of insulation, blah, blah, blah. But, it's not as bad as it used to be. And I'm hopeful that it won't get that way. Moving right along, folks. You know, there is something I have noticed in many of us people, and maybe it's in me as well. We find it easier to bad talk and to bad mouth and to talk down somebody else than it is to talk up ourselves. We find it easier to go on to say why somebody should not get a job, should not get a position, should not get a promotion, should not get a pay increase, should not be chosen for this, for that, where we have an interest, than to go forward and to say, look, I am the best person, and here are the reasons. I have the experience, I have the qualifications, I have the attitude, I have the mindset, you know, those sorts of things. We find it easier to diss somebody else and to move along and malpally them than we are to say something good about ourselves. And that was what I had in mind, understanding this tendency, especially when there is a competitive process. And let me tell you where this is coming from. Let me say good afternoon once again to my friend, to my brother, Augustus Cadet. We've known each other a very long time. I think I may have told you we're founding members of the View for Toastmasters Club, and this is one of the happiest periods in my life and so on, where we formed that View for Toastmasters Club, really under the guiding hand of Thomas Rosary and others from the then Castries Toastmasters Club, which included Emma Hippolyte, which included a lady who worked at the OECS, Sherita Guegra. There was a guy called John Louison, and they came down to help to set it up. And the early members, myself, Nicolas Jean-Baptiste, Augustus Cadet, Winston Lubin, who is known as Father. There was Sherwin Griffith and so on, a trade unionist. And some others. There was Martina Henry, I think, yes. She later became Martina Shalry, married to a fellow Monreponian called Marshall Shalry. If I remember, no, Martina was my colleague at Radio St. Lucia. It's another lady who was the daughter of one Henry and so on. I'm trying to remember her name and so on. But there are a few of us, you know, Eldrana Daniel, Josephine Joseph, Jeanette Hyacinth later, Jeanette Hughes and so on. It was a nice little gathering that we had. Kimatry Hotel, given to us free by then Mr. Kenny Williams, the brother of Bruce Williams, the former MP of VF4. He charged us nothing, but of course, you know, patronizing the bar and eating, you know, the meals and so on, making sure that we gave some return, some business and so on. Floyd Alexander, the football referee, so many others, you know, if I don't remember all of them. So Augustus Cadet, my acquaintance with him was from that period, you know, very nice young man, very polite, very respectful, and putting his all into it when we had, you know, this semi-competitive development of your speaking abilities and so on and so forth. And he called me, was it yesterday, to say he didn't hear it himself. And I told him, well, I was listening. He said, do you have some time to talk? And I said, no, I'm following the parliament. So we basically kept it down to maybe no more than 2 minutes. And he thanked me because he said he'd heard somebody say that I mentioned him in a very favorable way. So I recounted to him, or recapped what I had said, that basically I was very impressed at a recent interaction that he organized to give support to his interest in becoming the future candidate for the St. Lucia Labour Party. That family of his, I've never known them to be anything but Labour, including Yadi. If you think it's a just come thing yesterday, you know, with Yadi and so on, I'm telling you, this family of the Cadets and Haynes and so on, I suppose Yadi would be older and so on, because when I first knew Yadi, I knew him as Cadet. But later on, I suppose when you go to do your rectifications and all this sorts of thing. And I said I was very happy at some discussions, some engagement, you know, on the issues about the community that are of importance to the people, to find them out. And I was making the point that the people who are interested in replacing, and this isn't a mépris. It isn't because I know somebody is not doing that or I say they're not doing it. I'm just saying, in the past, one of the problems with this process, the runoffs and everything, has been people feel that in order to sell themselves, to promote themselves to prospective constituents and voters and members of the community, is that they have to move along the incumbent, if it is of their own party. They have to go on to malpale other people who are interested and say bad things about them. So that what I believe it does is that it takes away the focus from how good I am to convincing someone how bad the other person. Now you can imagine, you say we're in the same party, and you have to go and be telling everybody about your colleagues' patchy had sal and so on, and then okay, you win the runoff or you win the selection, whatever, you believe the other person is just going to heal automatically? You believe they'll just throw everything aside? And we have this simplistic, naive, fanciful idea that if you are a person who has a higher magnanimity about you, that you'll just forget about that. People are people. People are human beings. And even when you're going up against somebody of the opposing party, be very careful how you campaign. Be very careful how you speak about them. Be careful the things you take. Because tomorrow you may win the election, you may get into government, you may become a minister of justice, whatever, and then something requires a constitutional change, a referendum, let's say going to the CCJ, it was more complicated like it was in Antigua, that you need a referendum, and you begin to call, hey, I think this is one thing the opposition and the government must unite on and so on. It's very easy to say. But here you have on the other side people who remember the dirty, insulting, denigrating, offensive, disparaging things you said about them. And to them, any issue, you can pitch it for national unity and patriotism as much as you want. But they remember the dirty things you said about them, and they see this process as an opportunity to poke a finger in your eye. And they're going to poke the finger. Some people may be able to forget it and go beyond it. Whereas if you see your campaign was one, it was intense, it was fierce, it was passionate, but you maintained respect, you maintained humanity, you maintained the golden rule of not doing unto others what you would not like them to do unto you and so on. It is much easier to go to the other side or to meet somebody in the hallway and say, man, look, so and so I'm going to propose, I'm going to move whatever, and it needs a 3/4. I'm hoping I can get your support because it's for the benefit of us all. And if tomorrow you all win election, it will be a lot easier for you all and a lot better for all our people. It's easier to initiate. It is easier to sustain. It is easier to cultivate and to harvest such dialogue if you have not been nasty to them. Now, for your own people, own member of your party, you focus more on going and tell people how they this, how they that, and put every kind of maybe. And tomorrow, there is a general election, there is a by-election, and you expect them to just close ranks. They may, but I'm just saying, you've made it a lot more difficult, not just for them, but for people who support them who might feel so offended that, if it's not Shelton, not me. I am voting. I wouldn't go and vote for the other side, but I am voting, period. You understand? And then you go and you lose a critical little core of support, a critical little fraction of support that could have saved the day for you and your party, that could have won an election that is now lost because your votes are split, because people now feel bitter. All I'm saying, approach it in a manner that does not cause offense and bitterness. This is all I'm saying. So rather than go about telling people, let's imagine it's Jaquan and I jostling to become the MP for MBC. Can you imagine that? To get elected or the MP for MBC. Who else might have been the incumbent who has said that they're retiring and so on? I don't want to pull Doc into that. Doc's, the supremo above all. So let's just pull in another name, who might not mind me mentioning the name. But it doesn't matter, you get the idea. Rather than me go in and tell people, you see, Jaquan is lazy, Jaquan is this, Jaquan is that, Jaquan can't speak English well. None of this is true about him, by the way. This is our evening news anchor. I need to focus more on what I can tell him about myself. I'm older than Jaquan, but I'm not old. I still have a lot of youthfulness about me. I still have a lot of energy. I'm still sharp, and my experience will be critical at this point because we have those and such. You can go talk like that. But beyond that, what I said, and which Augustus Cuddy called me to thank me for, and I'm going to repeat it. Involve and engage yourself in the lives of people in a manner that even before you are selected as the representative or candidate, they are already beginning to see you as representative-like, as candidate-like. I'm a journalist. I've been at this for a long time. I got some skills in speaking, in communication. You go around the corner, you find people that saying, oh my goodness, this water that has been coming. Okay, you want to write a letter to Minister of Infrastructure, and will we go and get a few signatures in the neighborhood? You can go and using my skills as a journalist, I can write a decent letter, to the Minister of Infrastructure to get something done. Talk, okay, I'm prepared to help. I'll donate whatever, bakes and juice for the day. Who has the tools? Who has a pitchfork? Who has a spade? Let us come and do a little kudme ourselves, at least to clear the bush. So when the backhoe come, they will not have to do, these kinds of things you can do by getting involved in the life. So that by the time the process for the selection and the decision or the runoff or whatever it is, you have already positioned yourself and cultivated not just an image, but an impression of people that you are the kind of person they want to go forward and do things. And that is why I'm speaking on the theme. We need to focus less on talking down people and more on talking up ourselves, more on being able to sell ourselves, more on demonstrating the good qualities and prerequisites that we have, and let people see them in action so that they will lean towards us. Intervention, advocacy, lobbying, helping people in those kinds of things and so on, being an organizer, finding out what the sports thing, seeing if you can organize a little small goals, a little softball cricket, a little something on the beach, whatever, followed by a beach cleanup so people know you care about environment, whatever, a little thing, neighborhood watch that you can organize. The businesses need help. They probably cannot pay for security, whatever, but they are your business, your community. How can we help them? By keeping a little lookout of what we have seen, etc., for them. You just go to businesses. Oh, I'm intending to run, for Sanssouci in the next election, so I want some funding from you. How much more inclined would a business be if they know that you are the kind of person who, hey, a flood came, it deposited endless mud and silt in the yard and so on. You know that it's going to cost them. It's a struggling little business. They're not going to be able to do it. You don't want prices to raise because of the expenses. You don't want them to remain closed because, a preschool, whatever. You organize people to go with a little spade to clean out the mud and silt, who have a little wheelbarrow to cart it away and so on. Okay, it's too much we might dump it in drains, worsen the problem. Okay, let's call solid waste or whoever it is, environmental company and so on, to ask them if they can help us with carting away the waste, who can use it for the growing of some more lettuce or so on. They show that you are somebody, you not only are interested in the lives of people, but you have ideas about how to implement the lives of people. You are creative and so on. You are minister material, as opposed to going and saying, you see, Jaquan, he like women too much. He too much of a womanizer. You see, this person, the old Met, you all don't know Met is drinking less rum, 5 days. He always drunk, this sort of thing. I'm not saying they're not important, but I find the focus too much is on malparlaying an opponent or rival, as opposed to selling yourself honestly and saying, look, this is what I bring, this is what I offer. And I have shown it because I organized this, I did this, I advocated for this, I lobbied for this, I liaised with whoever it was, and I did those sort of things. These are the kind of things that I'm talking about. Anyway, folks, I think I've belabored this, but thank you very much, Augustus Cadet, for calling and for acknowledging what I had said and for, demonstrating that you listened, you were grateful, and it's the kind of thing that you either are already or are committed to putting into practice. If you're already doing it, to augment it, to do even more in that regard and so on. There was no intention to mépris anybody or anything of that kind. All right, now, people, in my life growing up, I want to start there. I've lied a lot. Had to be corrected, had to be rebuked, had to be admonished, had to be punished. Quite a lot by older siblings. Well, all of them are older than me. I'm the youngest anyway. My parents, teachers, and so on, that you must speak the truth. I think I'm doing much better now as I grew older. But let me just say something about lying that I realized over the years. There's a kind of lying which I think is very common and very widespread and so on, which I call, don't go and look for it in Google or whatever. Maybe it's there and I don't know, but it's something I kind of give a little description and label myself, which I will call defensive lying. Defensive lying is lying that you do to avoid punishment, to save face, to avoid embarrassment, to cope with shame over something. I mean, somebody comes and they tells you, did you bathe before you came to work? Now, that's supposed to be a foregone conclusion, but let's suppose that I came to work and I didn't bathe. What do you think I'm going to do? Somebody, especially if they do it on the phone publicly, they're going to tell, no, I didn't bathe before I came. Did you brush your teeth? Defensive lying. I'm not going to tell him, yes, I'm going to tell him, I'm going to tell him, no. I'm going to tell him, yes, I did. Now, this is just a little, you might even say a pathetic, pitiful example and so on. But a lot of us, we lie. We lie to avoid a punishment. We lie to avoid paying a fine and so on. It's what I call defensive lying, evasive kind of lying. But there is another kind of lying which I term destructive lying. It's deliberate lying intended to cause some destruction to others. And sometimes the destruction is really for self-promotion. You want a position, you want to rule, you want to be prime minister, you want to get control of people's lives. There's also the destructive lying where you want to set people against other people. You want to get people mad at other people. Mad enough maybe that they can go and kill somebody that you don't like, tell them something, plan something in their mind. It's destructive lying intended to gain control of somebody, to play on their mind, to control their mind, to manipulate them, to get them to behave the way you want to behave. In other words, there's nothing that you yourself are embarrassed of that you are defending. You are in fact trying to attack somebody from the inside by planting something in their mind and so on. There is a lot of that kind of destructive lying going on in the world, and it's going on a grand scale at the level of leaders and nations and presidents and all these things. Politicians who want power. Politicians who believe that to get power they have to turn the people and the voters against the government and against the opponents and to go and to invent. Now, a lot of times these lies are very clever. They are cleverly constructed. They are talking snake lies intended to plant something like a doubt into your mind, to incite some kind of anger, some kind of rage, some kind of desire for revenge against someone for something they have not done to you. They have not done anything like that. But a lot of times the success of these lies is not based upon how cleverly constructed and cunning they are. A lot of these lies are based upon how bold and daring that they are, because you would never believe that someone is lying to you if they are speaking with such boldness and with such confidence that they know what they're doing. I don't know if I want to even mention that, but as a young man growing up, the things young men do when they chat, a girl and what they're aiming for and what they want. Up to now, I think I'm basically an ugly fella. I wasn't ever what you would consider to be a player. But I had some success. And you know what my success was, if you can call it success? I see it differently now. Spiritual reflection and transformation and introspection and all of that. A lot of my success was upon the fact that I was bold. I didn't used to play around and beat around the bush and, I want something, I come and I state my case and I ask for it and I suspect. I knocked over and blew away. I'm not going to go into more details. Simply because it was, did you really just, tell me that? Boldness, I found, had a certain power about it. To just come and state your case and say what you want. And so the ugly fella, the fella who never had what you call a player, he scored, because of his boldness, his being upfront, If you're very beautiful and I've been admiring you and so and so, I stated my case up front. And so I know the power of boldness. To come up and to just say what you want and whatever. Let's leave it at that. There are some people, including in St. Lucia, we have to be very careful about them. They lie with a straight face, and it's not defensive lying. It's destructive lying. It's subversive lying. It's supplanting lying. It's lying to get an objective so that they can come and be in a position to dominate you, to plunder you, and even to enslave you, to put you under their feet. We have to watch out for this kind of lying, the lying that is so bold that we assume, we imagine, we presuppose that it has to be true because the person will not dare to say it. I think it has been shown to us many times how some people are lying in St. Lucia. And like they have no conscience. The lying does not bother them. They are at peace with it. You know, most of us who still have some soul, who still have some spirit, who are still redeemable, we lie, but we have an internal discomfort with our lying. There remains a little line of disconnect between us, who we really are at the core of our being, and the lies that we tell. Of course, we shouldn't take the chance, because over time, that innermost part of us might end up making peace and be in a state of reconciliation with the lying, so that we will lie with a straight face, so that we believe our own lies, so we can lie with such conviction that if they were to attach a polygraph lie detector to us, it would not show any crazy swings of the needle, as I am told happens when there is deception. Your breathing deepens whether you want to or not. Your heartbeat quickens, nervous twitches and so on happen. People like that, they will beat any lie detector because they have made peace with their deception. They have come to believe their own lies. And when they do that, they can execute it with boldness and with confidence. And if they are intelligent, they can construct it in a way that it appeals to your own prejudices, to your own biases, in such a manner that you feel you have to go along with them and you have to side with them. Folks, be very careful. What is going on in St. Lucia right now, maybe God is helping us, that the people who are doing it, they lack certain critical aspects of true intelligence and learning and so on. But when it comes to boldness, when it comes to daring, when it comes to determination, they have that. Monsieur Vic or no. Take lesson from what is happening in the United States of America and other places. In one of the countries involved in this saga, the person who is the president, an autocrat, an almost totalitarian, folks, this man was once a person who was trained to lie and to deceive and to sow mayhem and confusion and destabilization for his country, as a member, as a spy for his country, as an agent of that country's version of the CIA. They could go there and decide that they don't want to win an election. They won't go on a platform against them. They will go among them, pretend they're friends, but they're whispering one thing in that one's ear, whispering another thing. Before you know, members of that party are fighting with each other, ready to kill each other. All these destabilization things, Vladimir Putin is trained in it, highly trained in it. Donald Trump, it may not be him alone, but people who have a lot of experience in protecting their wealth and their money. But I'm not to talk about them today. It's about the importation of their ways and their methods into St. Lucia. The tropical version of those people. We have to watch them and be very, very, very careful with them. I can't tell you how to make your decision, but I can tell you, watch out for destructive lies, infiltrating lies, supplanting lies, subversive lies, destabilizing lies. Watch out for them, because we can talk all we want about Cambridge Analytica. Some people have their Cambridge Analytica ways about them already, and the real Cambridge Analytica is simply helping them to hone and to refine it to greater destructiveness of our country and its people, to have us at each other's throats when we most need to be coming together, because the vulnerabilities and the threats that face our country are not decreasing, they are increasing. You're listening to The Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters. We take our first commercial break. Don't go away. When we come back, we're going to be talking some more. The phone lines will be open for your calls and your messages.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The CDC opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop, opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
McDowell's Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene, vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure, improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's Ginger Turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with The Real Issues on this Wednesday, the 12th of March, 2025. There's a video that it's a little lengthy, about 5 minutes. It's nothing new. That's circulating about a guy trying to kidnap a a young lady in broad daylight in front of people, a family and everything. And I wonder how you can try to kidnap somebody and put them on a motorcycle. You know, if it's a car and you can lock the doors, etc. You know, I can understand, but you don't have the person tied. In any case, how can you tie somebody and put them on a motorcycle? They'll fall off before you even move off. And you put them on a motorcycle, and by the time that you yourself come in to drive away and so on, you know, the person has time to get off and to run away. So I don't know, it just looked a bit comical to me, part of it, although it's very serious. You don't take those things seriously, and the next thing somebody ends up dead, but her mother is present and all of that. But Jaquan, let's play it. It's a news report presented by our own Chloe Dantes. So let's hear from that. So I know, being a news report, any expletives, as is the normal thing in those which would have been there, would have been cleaned out. So big up and congratulations to our newsroom here at NBC. Go ahead with it.
A woman in Castries is speaking out after a terrifying ordeal involving her abusive boyfriend. She says she's fed up with the toxic relationship and wants to leave. But yesterday, he allegedly attempted to kidnap her in front of her mother. According to reports, the woman's mother intervened just in time, preventing the abduction and ensuring her daughter's safety. A viral video circulating on social media has captured a shocking incident in which a woman was forcibly taken by a man she identified as her live-in boyfriend. The footage shows the man grabbing the woman from the sidewalk, carrying her across the street and attempting to place her on his motorcycle. The woman's mother, witnessing the scene, rushed to her daughter's defense armed with a shovel, striking at the man in a desperate attempt to stop him. In an interview with NBC Prime, the victim revealed that she has been in an abusive relationship with the man for nearly 2 years. She explained that he asked her to live with him, but she refused. Enraged by her rejection, he resorted to forcibly taking her. The woman expressed her exhaustion with the relationship, citing the man's uncontrollable anger and emotional instability as reasons she wants out.
I just try to move on, but he's the one that not giving up. So I just try to, because I don't like the fact that he see me. I'm a mother of 3 children, and I seen what's going on. So it's not my life I want him to take from me, from my children too. So yeah.
The victim's mother also spoke to NBC Prime about the incident and her family's history with domestic violence. She revealed that this is not the first time her daughters have suffered abuse at the hands of their partners. Her eldest daughter was brutally attacked by her partner, who kicked her in the face so hard that she lost several front teeth. The injuries left her unable to eat, sleep, or live comfortably for months. Traumatized by that experience, the mother stated she could not stand by and watch another daughter endure similar abuse. She alleged that the boyfriend had repeatedly threatened her daughter and even attempted to kidnap her in her presence.
The man kidnapping my child in front of me and telling that child he's going to bring a pave in an abandoned house and he's going to kill her. So I say, as a mother, I cannot let it happen. So I grab him by his shirt, I frame down in the gutter with my daughter. He ready to go with the child. I pull him back. When I pull him back, my daughter and him end up falling in the gutter. Okay, he go. He still go and he still come back. The child go back and sit down. He come and he lift up my child again, putting my child on the back, and this time I get real pissed off and I would have, you see, mate just lucky. That's what, like that it happened.
The mother claims that this was not the first time he had tried to take her against her will.
So he beating her every time. Every time they have, even my supervisors where I work in that help her already, and today they telling me that I didn't know nothing about it. And today, and you beating her in front of her son. You made just lucky. Real, I can tell you that yesterday he was lucky. Yes, I want her to do that. Yeah. And last night, my child didn't sleep. The child don't sleep. The man all by my house, calling the child, calling her name, shouting, bike. I couldn't take it on last night. I had to call the police. When they come, I don't hear him again.
Despite previous reports to the police, no action has been taken to address the situation.
Yes.
So the police are aware of the situation?
Yeah, because they see the video, and that's not the first time she making a report on him, and they're not shifting. They're not doing anything. I see that man going to kill my daughter for me. And my daughter tell me that already. Mommy made going to kill me. Once you take in and you bring her in an abandoned house, and you live in her there 2 days and she have a son. 2 days you live in an abandoned house, and you telling her you're going to take her life. I will not let a man take my daughter's life, no.
The mother expressed her determination to protect her children, stating that she's tired of the cycle of violence they have endured.
Twice, and yesterday that's what he was coming and do again. Take and bring her in the same abandoned house. He bring her and show her that's where he going to kill her. And he mean business. Well, I mean business with him too. Yes. They're not doing anything. The child tired of doing that. The child tired of that. And I myself, I'm tired of it.
Social media videos have also surfaced, with some users joking about the incident that transpired in the capital on Thursday, March 6. Chloe Dantes, NBC Prime.
All right. Great stuff, Chloe, and to the news department here. Great report. I find it disturbing, even though it's already been ventilated in the public for a number of reasons. I hear the mother. I hear her. That's her word about how the daughter has gone and made so many reports and like police are not doing anything about it. That is part of what I found disturbing. But I found disturbing that in all this situation there, and it can be said that it's because they're frustrated, you don't hear mentioning about going to the police. Now, is it that they're frustrated, that they don't think anything will come of it? Or they prefer to ventilate this thing publicly, including on the TV? You know, there are people who will have a light not working by the street light is not working, or the place is in darkness, or a water problem, and they'll find it easier to call a talk show and to make a lot of noise about it. And you ask them, well, have you called Wasco? They have a hotline, they have an emergency line, they have a fault line, whatever, and so on, that you don't pay to call, whatever. And have you called them? No, they haven't. Apparently, they prefer to call a talk show. Now, I'm a talk show host. I want to say that I don't want to rebuff people or tell them off or show that, you call Wasco, don't call me, and so on. I mean, let's face it, talk shows and so on, they are driven and they, to some extent, thrive on those kinds of things. But I want to see people taking action to solve problems. So I looked at this report, and then for a good while I'm saying, but within all of what is happening here, I'm not hearing anything about call the police, or while she's been lifted off the ground by this young man and taken to the motorcycle, they call the police, somebody, or somebody saying call the police. People are filming, people are doing everything. Until later on in the report, I'm hearing, okay, the police are not responding and so on. And that's a question which I hope somebody who has the knowledge can answer for me. Do police need somebody to come and to make a report specifically for them to act and to intervene in such situations? I know in the past we have received no such reports. No one has made any report. Does it need to happen? But the other thing to which we have to say, how often does it happen to the police that they come in the interest of being people who enforce the law, who serve and protect everybody, regardless of who they are, without fear or favor? That they come and they do the work, they maybe make the arrest or take somebody in, and then next thing you know, the virtual complainant or the person who made the report shows no further interest, because Mr. has gone, he has sweet talked her, he has cried to her and said he's sorry and it will not happen again, and then before you know, it just goes day for court. People who are supposed to turn up, they don't turn up, it's their case and so on, you don't see them at all, and the police are just left holding an essentially empty bag where prosecution of a case is concerned. It gets thrown out, it never goes anywhere. The victim or the virtual complainant decide that they don't want to proceed, leave that alone, forget about it. How often do the police have to deal with that? Now, is it enough for them to say they're not going and get involved unless the person comes and they make a report, whatever? I don't know. What I can say is that this is not helped. Situations like that are not helped by what happened recently with the young woman at Corinth, the mother of 3. You know, that you have a case in court with somebody, it is said, it is being alleged, and then the day before you're due to come and to testify against the person for sexual assault or whatever, you end up being shot. Now, I'm not saying it is the person that you have the case against. It can be some other reason that we don't know about. You know? I'm just saying that is why I said we need to look at the definition of terror. Because while that may not be intention of the person who goes about engaging in an act of witness elimination, a very loud, bold, violent one and so on, where people will for a long time be hearing the sound of those shots in their head and in nightmares and in their sleep and everything like it's happening before them again. While it may not be the intention, but that is the effect it has. That maybe people who are facing domestic violence and other threats and so on, that they are afraid to go forward and to see it through in terms, either because they're being threatened, either because they're being manipulated, you know, I mean, baby, you know, here it is, I'll do anything for you, whatever. Or if you go to that thing and if you go to court, I'm going to pay somebody, or I'll get somebody, or I'll have a friend of mine to kill you. Sometimes it does not even need to be said as explicitly as that, but it is well understood. There are issues there. We have had people who signs were given before, especially women, that they are under threat, that they are at risk, that they are in danger. And you tell yourself not enough was done by the eventual victim, sometimes the dead victim, the person who ends up being killed or maimed or dismembered or whatever, by their family, by the police, by the community generally, when so much more could have been done. You remember that case of a woman called Mary Ratcliffe and her living boyfriend, Sylvester Jean-Baptiste, a.k.a. Shaka? Remember that? Where the guy decapitated her because he was said to have been sexually abusing one of their children. And I think she called the police and made a report and so on, and the guy, you know, didn't take kindly to that, and he flew her head off, and he's never been caught until this day. How many other cases like that have been taking place in our country? Our witnesses and people who are the targets of threats and so on, that they're too afraid to do anything. But also to our culture, which is developing into one where we prefer the entertainment of somebody else's peril, the jeopardy in which somebody else, that filming it and recording it and making fun of it and shouting, "He Sal," you know, the rest of it and so on, and to be looking at this as some kind of soap opera that we can entertain. I believe any one of us who are responsible people, we see something like that happening. If the lady says she and her daughter have gone to the police and nothing is done, if I am passing, I don't need to go and excite myself, whatever. But being Shelton Daniel, maybe it counts for something. Maybe you being John Joseph or Peter Shalry or whatever it is, it counts for something. I would encourage, pick up your own phone or make some contact and say, look, CID, whatever it is, Castries police station, I am seeing something where a man is forcibly dragging a woman into a vehicle, so forceful that even her clothes are getting torn, buttons are flying, etc., etc. It is looking like somebody who is taking someone against their will. This is the car that I see. This is the color of the car. This is the number plate. This is the description. Please, I heard whatever a relative saying that they have reported it and nothing is being done. And I'm asking you, please, to consider checking this out. I think we need to do that. There's some of us, maybe the police will listen to us, because of who we are. Because I'm not saying this, that it needs to get to that. But if we can intervene, often in a non-intrusive manner, in a manner that doesn't draw attention to us to put us in danger, but if we can lend weight and support to incidents like that, I'm saying let us do it, please. And again, maybe there is such a history with those people of police coming in to intervene and then nothing happens. The police have their report and their case file prepared and so on, and on the day of court, nobody shows up, and alleged victim says she don't want to go with that any further, either because she's afraid or because she's been flattered and sweet-talked and whatever it is and so on, that maybe after a time they come to view this whole thing as a pappy show, as a saga, as a soap opera of people entertaining themselves and then nothing is happening. I don't know. But we need to take it seriously. because too often it has ended up in the ultimate seriousness, which is the violent loss of a life. The telephone lines are open for your calls, and remember we have the WhatsApp calling line, which is 487-9849, and we also have our regular landline, which is 4533-911. So 487-9849, you can WhatsApp call us on this number, and the 4533-911, you can call us on that number as well. Terry Fenelon would have been with us today, but I think he was been asked to host Lisa Jawahi's Wednesday night program, and so he will be on tonight on another TV station, Choice TV, doing For the Record on behalf of Lisa Jawahi. So we can look forward to Terry from tonight on Choice Television doing the program For the Record in place of Lisa Jawahi. My best to you, Terry. And he likely will be with us tomorrow. So we have our first caller for today. Good afternoon, Real Issues. You're on the air.
Yes, good day, Shelton.
Yeah, hi,
welcome back after
hello?
all our technical issues.
What's that?
It's good to have you back. I said good to be back after all our technical issues yesterday.
Yeah, we were on yesterday, you know.
Oh, you did?
We were on, but we were only on radio.
Oh, I get.
Yeah, but we were on. We had a program.
Right.
In fact, a very good one yesterday.
All right. Well, I missed out on this one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I just want to give my 2 cents on the incident. Shelton, honestly, I thought it was a joke. I didn't think that the incident was actually for real. You know, as I heard the news story and you said that, I realized it was something serious because they make so much comedy about that already. And it's sad, you know, when serious things happen like that, people tend to, you know, make it look comical and all them kind of things. But this things happen so often now. I'm saying, hey, that's no shot like Trinidad since when? I mean, it's really sad. But you heard all this story, and I see with the officers, because so many reports, you make the reports, and when the time comes, you know, a lot of the individuals, they say, oh, they do not want to take that, they'll take a little wash my money, you know, and stuff like that. So even the officers themselves get fed up with that, because I have friends that officers, and they tell you that. They tell you they go so many times up and down in these domestic issues, and when the time comes for action, yeah, the women, they don't fall. Yes, so you know, at the end of the day, yes, it's a very ticklish situation, and it's really sad. Really sad. I just, that, we
Okay.
do not have more incidents like that.
Thank you very much, my
Sheldon,
friend.
Yeah, have a good one. Okay,
All
bye.
right. You know, and I'm saying 2 young women lost their lives within days of each other. You know, one of them, along with a companion, another female companion, fatally, you know, she was fatally stabbed at a rental property, we are told, in Redway, you know, and she was known to have been having, you know, domestic, you know, problems with her partner and so on, you know, and I think he was actually the one who was found, you know, at the scene and has been arrested and so on. You know, we have this other one with the young lady of crime. Nobody knows who, but, you know, the circumstances are pointing in a certain direction that someone may have, you know, committed offense against her, although we are told a suspect has since surrendered, you know, etc., accompanied by his lawyer and so on. But, you know, there were signs of trouble in their lives. We have to take. But ask for help in persons who may be knowledgeable about those things. And an ex-police officer has sent me a message, which I will read, but after this call. Good afternoon, Real Issues. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon, son. How do you do?
I'm doing okay, and you?
Not bad, not bad.
What's Canada?
As a woman.
What's Canada like with all the tariffs, man?
Please don't remind me.
All right. Go ahead.
As a woman, most times when these things happen to these women, I don't feel sorry for them.
Oh dear.
C'est pas pièce ma chose, Sheldon. En chay se femme ça la ka mene problème yo bay koyo, ale koyo. Yo nom abusé ou un fois, 2 fois, ou vie épée. 4e fois, bagay la vini chaud, ou ale police. Police la mene nom dans l'audience. Ou pas vie, ou pas l'audience. Ou call it out. I'm not interested. Lem dem moun sa va ta fe koya da problem ou ka police la ta le pièce côté. Mais non. Ou ka jouer pi la vous ou ete la et moi. Man, women. Let me say something to you all. Anytime a man puts his hand on you once, get yourself ready to get out. Because once you tolerate it once, it becomes this a habit. Bon, c'est femme qui ka kite nom bat yo. Ek le yo bak, ek yo vle tout moun ka kouye police ba yo. Téléphone moi pas ka faire ça. Parce que c'est kou ka pa ba nom, ou ete lek mort. Et majorité des fois, police la pas ka vini pour yo faire cause. Combien de fois police a râlé la caillou et ils toujours été de même promesse là. Ou était là avec moi. C'est ça vous voulez? Ou était là avec moi. Have a good day, people.
All right, thank you very much. Let me read a message which was sent to me by an ex-policeman. He said, "Hey Shelton, offenses are placed in different categories. For example, that attempted abduction video you played would be categorized as a crime against a person. Now, the victim in that case, if she makes a report to the police, she will be asked whether she wants a warning, whether she made the report for future reference, or whether she wants to prosecute. Now, because it is a matter against the person, the police will act in accordance to what the victim wants. Most time, the victim wants a warning or the report be made for future reference, and they turn back and say police are not doing anything for them." Thank you very much, my friend, for that insight and and perspective. I didn't know all of that. It would be interesting to find out from the people involved in that attempted abduction video, basically what is the situation with them, because maybe the police have just seen and heard and quite a lot of that. But we have another caller on the line. Good afternoon, Real Issues. Hello. The Real Issues, you're on the air. Go ahead. Speak up a bit, please. Are you there, caller? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Okay, I'm hearing you now. Go ahead.
So, Shelton, good afternoon again.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
Let me say this regarding that video. I am absolutely disgusted by the video. But I'm even more disgusted by the parody that was made of the video.
Hold on a second. Hold on. As if I find that this is not the usual clarity we have with this caller. Yeah, I don't know. To me, we need to be clearer. The audio. Was that? Okay, go ahead.
Yes. I was saying, I was even more disgusted by the parody made of the video. Because when I saw the parody first. And then I thought it was a joke. And then I saw the video, but I didn't understand what was going on until I heard the news. Now, I want to say this as a mother of young women. And young men as well, I rebuke the fact that men want to raise their hands on women. That's one. Secondly, they want to control women. That's not your child. That's not your child. Now, women must know what they allow, what they accept, what they tolerate. And under no circumstance should a woman accept a man talking at her, let alone controlling her. And for the mother to stand and say that the man was talking to her child, or the man, is it a child or a woman, young lady, whatever? Because you cannot stand there and a boy, because boys feel that way, will come and grab your daughter by you after your daughter has told you all of the things that he has been doing. Why get me to touche issue? No. And one thing about this is, when you go to the police station, you have to be sure that you have your wits about you and you know what you want. You want the man to give you a break, leave you alone, demand, request or demand. in any order, or restraining order that may not restrain them, but at least there's evidence proving that you were being abused and you were fearful of the individual. We have to stop covering for these fellas, and when they threaten us and we just bow down to them. That is what these boys like. They like dominance. If they see you fighting back, it had a particular individual that told me he's never had a woman talk back to him. No, pal, no man controls me, no man talks at me, and if you raise your hand at 10 o'clock, the minute after 10 I'm gone. Don't try that, and don't accept it for your daughters. Don't accept it from your sons. Tell your sons treat their girlfriend, their women like they want their sisters treated. Tell your daughters to treat their men like they want their brothers treated or their mother treated. In all of this, we can stop this. It's we that have to stand up for ourselves. And if you're in a relationship and you can't stand up for yourself, what you doing? Meanwhile, a quick look at yesterday. Let me tell you, Wayne Gerard did not even start to talk yet. He just rested his phone on the podium and he make a man walk, talk. Bye-bye.
This is the real issues. Let's take a commercial break that's due now. Powered by Blue Waters. We'll be back shortly to take more of your calls and hopefully to get to read some more of your messages.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop, opposite the Grosile Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosile.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
McDowell Supplements, an effective way to ensure you and your loved ones are getting the daily recommended intake of essential vitamins, minerals, and other important nutrients necessary for optimal health. Naturally, we carry an array of health and wellness supplements. McDowell's Immune Booster enhances your body's defense to fight colds and flu, boosts your immune system, prevents viruses and other airborne diseases. McDowell's Colon Cleanser prevents constipation, helps in removing toxins from the colon, detoxifies the body, and regulates your bowel movements. McDowell's Prostate Health prevent the enlargement of the prostate, improve urinary flow, and reduce frequent urination, especially at night. Moringa oleifera capsules are rich in minerals like calcium, potassium, zinc, magnesium, iron, and copper, vitamins like beta-carotene of vitamin A, vitamin B such as folic acid, vitamin C, D, and E. McDowell's Potassium Complex, used for treating and preventing low potassium levels, high blood pressure, preventing stroke, and aid in weight loss. McDowell's Triple Magnesium relaxes the muscles, relieves cramps and helps to control high blood pressure. improves sleep, and can calm the nerves. Magnesium is very important for the normal functioning of cells, nerves, muscles, bones, and the heart. McDowell's ginger turmeric helps to relieve pain, decrease nausea and enhance the immune function to help protect against illness and infection. Ginger turmeric has powerful anti-inflammatory properties and improves your circulation. Don't hold health back. Let health strike back. McDowell's, the better way to start your health. Visit Health Service Center, John Compton Highway, call 453-6417. Let your wellness be our stress.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Thank you so much for staying with the Real Issues on this Wednesday, March the 12th, 2025. Good afternoon to Arthur Charles, who has messaged me to say you all were off air for a few minutes on radio. I'm told that was since this morning, about 9 o'clock or after 9 or so, that we were off air for a bit, but we were back on after not very much time. On this program right now, if that's what you're referring to, you're the only person who has reported to us that we were off air. Nobody else has told us, so I don't know what time period you're referring to, Arthur, but thanks just the same. Another person, Rosella Alexander Monroe, says, can you say happy birthday to Albert Fregis for me? Today is his birthday. Gladly. Albert Fregis, happy birthday to you, my friend. Once again, my fellow Denarian. Really, really happy to hear that you've been granted the grace and the joy of another year of life, and I hope that there'll be many more for you. And not very happy that I had to get that news from Rosella, but tell you what, Albert, you all will be forgiven if you have, the usual thing, my cake and my wine and everything for me for your birthday. Arthur Charles is clarifying that it was earlier on and that he is right now hearing us loud and clear from Maynard Hill. Thank you very much for that, Alpha. But once again, happy birthday to Albert Fregis, with whom I, after a considerable time, co-hosted Can I Help You for Honorable Richard Frederick last week, Thursday. And Albert did look well and robust and happy and strong and so on, and I'm sure, the birthday would have not made things any the worse for him. All right, other messages that I have, let's see if I can. Rosella says, and I forgot, shout out to my, I think she meant darling, Martin Francis Monroe's and sister Mino Alexander. All right, thank you. Okay, Rosella, hope I've done justice to your greetings that you're sending out. We're getting another call on the line right now. Good afternoon to you. Real Issues, what's on your mind? Hearing you now.
Okay. Yesterday, I am of the view that my belief. I am of the view that Alan Shafty forgot he was Prime Minister 5 years ago, some years ago. And the reason why I'm saying this, the Sovereign Welfare Fund that he so gullibly spoke about in the House yesterday, he, as if conveniently, like he forgot he was the one who came out with that. It's not like as if what is in the document, as if it's something nefarious going on. You understand? Whereas he was the one who came out with the draft legislation for the Sovereign Welfare Fund, Sovereign Wealth Fund. You understand? And he behaves like as if like the Prime Minister and everything is about the minister, and we know he's referring to the Prime Minister. The minister is based like on the minister, but he never completely reads the document itself. What he goes is the Prime Minister, the Minister, and the Cabinet. He never continues, he never says, and the Cabinet. He just talks about the Minister, the Minister, the Minister. Understand?
Okay.
He knew exactly what he was doing. It's a fake affair. And what bothered him more? What bothered him more? He expected some kind of cross-talk and challenges as per his standing orders in the House yesterday. He expected the government side to jump on everything that he said, to defend everything that he said. So he could jump up and shout and scream, and blah, 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 and see what he want to say. But he was met with total silence. You understand? Except when Honorable Hilaire spoke up about trying to put out the lie that he was spewing. But he was met with total silence. So that kind of got him flustered. And he didn't know what to do, or what to say, or how to carry on.
Okay.
Even when he was given time, he was offered time, he said he had won the time. Because he just did not have anything else to say. You understand?
Yeah.
He just did not have anything else to
So
say.
let me ask you, when he was not given the time and so on, why didn't Bradley walk out this time?
No, that's the other.
Because Bradley said the last time he walked out because basically to protest what he felt was the poor treatment being meted out to his colleague and his political leader. So I'm saying if yesterday was another act of injustice in terms of him not being granted more time, why didn't Bradley pick up his papers and his briefcase or bag and
he was offered time, and he said no. He said one more time. Because I don't know if it's Hilaire or somebody else on the government side that offered him time, and he said no. You understand?
This was
told him that there are 50 minutes remaining.
This was to some extent bemusing to see Philip JP outvoted by his own side. I wonder if Philip JP will ever find himself on the losing side of his own team.
No, but you see, the thing is, I think what Pierre did was to show something that he have class. Pierre have class, and he's not dirty like him. And so why the members may have said no, he said yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be something, it might be comical, but there's a deeper meaning to it.
Yes.
So when he went on Facebook and posted on Facebook, they denied him time. He knows he blatantly lied. Why does this man lie so much? Satan must be hating it for taking over him.
Yeah.
When it comes to lies. I mean, that's like on video, the whole world saw it. So you're telling me that you want to become a prime minister of a country where you lie to the people deliberately and you expect the people to vote for you?
Yeah.
Everybody saw it. Everybody heard what the speaker said. What the members on the government side said. They heard.
Yes.
You said that need no more time.
Okay, my friend. Thank you very much. Let's give others a chance if they are on the line and want to call. Okay, thanks. All right. Thank you very much, Julius John, who sent me some AI-generated definitions of defensive lying and destructive lying. I'd never seen them before. I'd never known if lying is categorized. It's just from my own insights and experiences. But the AI definition or summary says defensive lying refers to telling a lie to protect oneself from blame, criticism, or punishment, often occurring when someone feels threatened or under pressure and uses deception as a form of self-defense, essentially lying to avoid negative consequences or maintain maintain a positive image, right? The other one says destructive lying involves using deceit to inflict harm or negatively impact others, characterized by repeated untruths that cause emotional distress, damage to trust, or functional impairment. All right, so it's pretty much in line with what I had in mind when I did the, basically the categorization of the lying and so on. You lie to avoid shame, you lie to avoid punishment, you lie to your parents so that they won't put some serious licks on you, for something, because lick's not sweet, even if it's your loving parents who giving it out to you and so on. But destructive lying is just that, it's intended to achieve a nefarious purpose. It's intended to essentially rewire somebody from the inside, to mess up their mind. We have a call on the line. Good afternoon, Real Issues.
Bon après-midi, Monsieur Daniel, et puis moi émettre qui ou en bonne santé, et puis moi voulais faire une petite contribution là. Let me switch to my English because I think I want more of the young people to hear this. If I may upfront condemn any violence against any individual, any kind of harm and wrong. So I don't want before somebody misconstrues what I will say. But let me very quickly ask, well, you may not be very familiar because you may not be in the youth circles and whatnot. But if you observe very well, watch the videos that young people consume, music videos, the television, what is shared on their socials, you will see that the males are of a certain character. They look a particular way, they address a particular way, there's a language that they have. And also, these happen to be the males who are favored. They are the alpha. And you find young ladies from every spectrum, from church to the ruffians on the street, seem to be favoring these characters. I'm talking about the rough and tumble, the ones, the gritty, cooked in the things of the street, and knowledge of all things that perhaps you may consider, unfavorable. But they seem to be the ones who are idolized, plastered up on posters, in everything from video games to music videos. Let's talk about the things that are popular, T-shirts with young people. So then these young ladies, unfortunately, they are not as physically endowed as the men, seem to be, unable to withstand the physical part of this relationship, which is, if you disobey me, I will act according to character. And these things don't happen, and I am not condoning it. I want to say this. But these things don't just happen. These young men fit a particular set of behavior. But they seem to be the ones who are getting all the girls, for the want of a better phrase. So now the girls get the sweet mango and the seed that they cannot consume. And the seed happens to be incidents, very distasteful, like some of what we're seeing there, and some of the abuse and the other things that we're hearing. And unfortunately, some of the females think that when you are pushed around, when you are slapped, and when you're called, all these names, the romance is not part of this. It's something else. It's the thing that you worst something when all the guys with their pants hanging and their chains swinging and with this making chimneys out of their mouths call you and make a fuss over you. You are valuable. So I just wanted to add that the choices, I ask that we desist from that kind of harm to each other, but the choices that are made is what is coming to bear fruit right now. The horses have bolted, and it's coming home. The chickens are coming home to roost, which is incidents of abuse and what we're seeing there. So I just wanted to throw that in, just to put a different spin on the discussion relative to the video that you presented this afternoon. Thank you for an opportunity to share.
Thank you very much. Let's send out birthday greetings to Gloria Les Flores, the wife of Hilary Les Flores, ex-police officer Hilary Les Flores, and who's also a member of the Real Issues WhatsApp chat group. He says, Shelton, get this one. I want to wish my loving wife a happy birthday and wish her many more to come. Do we have a call on the line as yet? Jude Pokes Harlow joins in wishing Gloria Les Flores a happy birthday. So, enjoy your day fully, Mrs. Les Flores. And I'm sure your husband will make sure that you are happy. Let's see this message. I won't name, I don't think this person likes being identified. He said Win was very good and strong and impressive yesterday. Good candidate. He's talking about the Member of Parliament for Ancillary and Canneries and Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Mr. Wayne Girard, at that massive public meeting that the governing Central Labour Party had on the Ancillary waterfront on Sunday March the 9th. All right. What else can we do there? An ex-police officer says, I had a matter of a similar nature. The girl said she does not want to prosecute the boyfriend because they had a history of domestic issues. I took it on my own and charged the boyfriend. During the court, the girl told the magistrate she never told the officer she wanted court action. The officer did it on his own. She offered no evidence against the boyfriend. The case was dismissed. I tell you, sometimes that's why, if you see the police are dragging their feet, they know about this situation, and that has happened so many times. How do we deal with that? Maybe Catherine Seeley's and others will tell us, in such a situation, what do they suggest? Another real issues member says, good afternoon, please send Wednesday greetings. Yes, Wednesday afternoon greetings to Sir Julian Robert Hunt from Glenda, and please stay safe. And lest I forget before the day comes, Sir Julian Robert Hunt, his birthday is going to be on Friday, the 14th of this month. He's going to turn 85. Yeah, 85 years. So Julian will be come Friday, the 14th of March. So in advance, I'm wishing you, along with Glenda and others, birthday greetings to you, Sir Julian. It's a long, full life with some extra topping of years on it. The 4 and half a decade. May you live to see many more in good and improved health. And it's impossible to wish you, to send those good wishes your way without also mentioning your wife of a very, very long time and mother of your 4 children, 3 sons and a daughter, Lady Jennifer Hunt. So my best wishes to you and your entire family. Okay, let me see that. I'm getting a message. Can you imagine the UWP is making a mockery about the guy who was shot with the rubber bullet on Facebook? Heartless people. That's not their business, under a post from their chairman. All they know is SLP must go. All right. By the way, folks, yesterday, by now you would have known that the person who I was trying to restrain myself from speaking as if it was confirmed, that it is confirmed that he has passed away, and that's Samuel Bowers. Sometimes, we remember he tried to make a nuisance of himself and to basically be trolling in our WhatsApp, not our WhatsApp, on our Facebook Live. Is not a member of the WhatsApp chat group. But Samuel Bowers is no more. We were told that he had been hospitalized. He had, it seemed, a stroke and then subsequently heart attacks. And yesterday morning, the news was confirmed by members of his family that Samuel Bowers is gone. Let me just say that no matter what the state of our relationship, he and I were good, and then we fell out because, he had this fallout with the Board of Directors, National Housing Corporation. It was the deputy chairman fallout with Honorable Richard Frederick. And after that, I found became a bit of a nuisance, and that's what I find with a lot of people. They have a fallout, and then they become a nuisance, like trying to disparage people and so on, and that was part of what I didn't like. But we've had some good interactions in the past, including hosting election night commentary on NTN and so on, where I had an appreciation for how intelligent and analytical he was. So I'm not going to let the recent turn of things. But Samuel Bowers was someone for whom I had respect, and we had very amicable interactions. Do we have a caller on the line? All right. Hi, caller. Good afternoon. Real Issues.
Good afternoon, Shelton. Good afternoon to your viewers and listeners.
Hi. Good afternoon to you.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Sure. Okay, fine. First of all, I want to extend my condolences to the relatives and loved ones of Samuel Bowers.
Up a little bit for me, please. Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah. Okay. That's a better volume. Go ahead.
Yeah. I want to just express my condolences to the family and relatives. The family and loved ones of Samuel Bowers, which you just addressed a few seconds ago. I think no matter what the differences were, and yes, he did become a nuisance at some point, and we gave him some power, but then there's one thing to note, that he always remained respectful in his responses and rebuttals. That is well. I'm not sure that's your experience, but from what I noticed from all comments that I have seen from him.
Voice rises a little and then it drops and it rises again. So I'm having difficulty really consistently following what you're
Can you hear
saying.
me clearly now?
I hear about the condolences to the family of Samuel Bowers, and then after that, it's kind of been difficult for me.
Okay, so is it clear now?
Yeah, a lot better.
Okay, I'm saying that, I expressed my condolences to the family, but I'm not sure if that was your experience, but I noted from all his interactions on Facebook, no matter what was thrown his way, he always maintained a level of respectability about him in terms of his responses.
Yeah, he never degenerated into insult and this kind of epithets
he never went that way.
He answered everything. He maintained his calm and he would respond to just about everybody, even if it's a one-liner. Like he was not afraid to engage a whole, group of people and so on, one of the chat groups and so on, and to respond to them. Yeah.
So I in that light, like I posted to Facebook this morning. You have to excuse me, I have a bit of a flu fighting with. Like I posted to Facebook this morning, in that light, I would call him a gentleman. I'd sincerely call him a gentleman, just for that particular trick. No matter we disagree on things, and he maintained the respectability about it. Number two, I want to shout out my friends, my comrade, the Honorable Wayne Gerard, the MP for Answer Canneries, for a powerful delivery on Sunday, and excuse me, an even more powerful delivery yesterday. In his contribution to the debate. And sometimes, and not sometimes, this is a classic example of certain people being warned to let sleeping dogs lie, let the serpent sleep. Don't awake that pit bull, because he made delivery so eloquently yesterday, and it's just so sad that the leader of the opposition was not there to rebut, although I'm sure he could not rebut, but at least for the GIS cameras, the NTN cameras, to catch his face when Wade made his statements. And number three, on the same issue of the leader of the opposition, man, yesterday was a classic. I know people like him, a classic example with all the bravado and with all the lies, and it toppled him yesterday. It caught up to him yesterday. He had nothing to say. All he could do was walk out, and an hour plus of nonsense, nonsensical diatribe, which was I don't think that anybody could understand what he was talking about. And Wayne put it nicely when he said we're only speaking about, at this point, the formation of the board, of the formation of the Sovereign Wealth Fund, and we're not going deep down into this thing about who's the trustee and who's the custodian. This nonsense. I think we put him in his place yesterday. I hope that those who were in doubt about the petulance of Aaron Shaston can now see for themselves once again another example of how petulant he is. Good afternoon, Shelton, and to your viewers and listeners.
But Miguel, before you go,
Uh-huh.
Are you still there?
I'm still there.
Yeah, who's this troll that we seem to have on the Facebook Live? Someone called Lion Frederick. I don't know. Do you know this person?
I have no idea.
I'm saying Samuel Bowers at one time did come across as trying to make himself a bit of a troll, but I don't know. There's a Lion Frederick who seems to have a problem with something. I don't know why he or she is still there. Do you know this person?
For the midday draw of Wednesday, 12 March 2025 were Double Daily Grand 1, 5, 10, 12, Big 4 1, 2, 4, 7. The Big 4 multi-X ball drawn is FB. Big 2 3, 2. The Big 2 multi-X ball drawn is 3X. 1 off 4, 5, 1. Lucky 3 7, 6, 3. The Lucky Free multi-X ball drawn is FB.
Yeah, folks, I'm sorry that for this abrupt interruption. I didn't realize we were so close to 2 already in talking to Miguel and so on. But someone has given us, because it's amazing that this person seems to be popping up just when Samuel Bowers, is no more. So it's like the person is filling a gap or filling a bridge. Or someone has sent me, I don't know how accurate or if they're just basically assuming, but indicating that they know who that person is. And if it is, it would not surprise me at all. I wouldn't bother to read the rest of the comments because I can't see the point of them. It's almost like somebody who wants to just create a little bit of mud, in the chat and so on. But, no bother. There's another message which says, Albert better have skinny chicken or fish for us. That's Albert Freitas. Shelton, I think there is intention to amend the law that a police officer can still take a matter of domestic violence to court, whether or not the victim decides to pursue the matter. That might be helpful. Yeah, that might be helpful. Good afternoon to Mr. Victor Girard, who says you were off air 2+ minutes when Cornelia was speaking, and just a while when the caller was speaking on Sovereign Wealth Fund. 2 interruptions. So we've apparently, I don't know, have that little dip and so on. I'm not exactly sure. Sometimes it's not really our issue. It's an issue at the end, network issues and so on, or reception and so on where they are. But I think generally we did okay. Another person who worked in sound and in radio and so on says, yes, Arthur is right. You were off for 90 seconds and here it has gone off again. No audio again. It's back on again, off again. And these messages are coming, and then it said, comrade, check audio, off again, back, troubleshoot this audio break. So there seemed to have been some little issue with the audio interrupting at some point. But thank you very much, everyone, for being part of the Real Issues again on this Wednesday, the 12th of March, 2025. Thank you very much, Jaquan, for doing your best with what may be less than ideal in terms of our little technical glitches and so on. We work all the time and quite assiduously, our technical team, to get it rectified. So God willing, all things equal, we'll be at it again tomorrow from 12:30 until 2 p.m. on Real FM Radio, NBC Television, Facebook and YouTube live streaming. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday safely. And until we're together again, this is Shelton Daniel for The Real Issues, powered by Blue Waters, signing out.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to